Coming at you, recorded live again from Kerplunk Studio, somewhere around southern Michigan. We got a couple things I want to rattle over with you. I take these little notes here. I got my little rubber band, my chalkboard, and my dry erase stuck to it, and I got notes, so I don't get sidetracked. I know I get a little bit sidetracked sometimes, so I got to stay focused. And this is how I do it. I keep that right behind the camera so I can see it, but you can't. It's a little secret. I'll just let you in on how I do it. Now, first I'd like to start off with a shout out to the amazing Lucas. I'm watching his video. He almost went full retard on us the other day. He started getting mad about the things that Brian Sims was saying. You don't know it, but I'm reading that board that's behind the camera there. So that's why I got the glasses, just for inquiring minds. So Brian Sims is out there saying he's out there being an activist and everything like that. Let's just put it. The shame stops here. The shame stops here. I'm not gonna shame anybody. I might help correct them a little bit on their approach. You know, kind of like a good golfer does, Tiger Woods. Yeah, go Tiger. Like a good approach to the green and for a chip in, nice easy chip in. I'm just gonna say that some of these things that these cringy progressives are coming up with are just completely outrageous. Their tactics are really cruel and unusual, which is I'll circle back around and finish up later with the cruel and unusual. But we got this Brian Sims out there. He recently went a little berserk on some protesters, and he said some things. He said something along the lines of, women have a constitutional right to get an abortion, and I've read the Constitution. I don't remember seeing it in there. It might be like a little addendum to the side, maybe a little post-it note on the back of it that I didn't see. But the Constitution I read, we the people, okay, in order to form a more perfect union, that kind of thing. I read that part, and Declaration of Independence. Maybe he should read that about being independent, because he's actually acting like a tyrant, acting like King George III of England. Sorry if there's anybody that's English watching this, but that's what that is all about. Is because we're being ruled by a tyrant. We have a right to defend ourselves, not only in a court of law, but on the streets too. Yeah. We do have the right to defend ourselves against personal attacks or otherwise, tyrannical government included. So that's what our Second Amendment's about. Right to free speech and assembly, peaceful assembly, which I saw the video that. All right, now on both sides. Now there's on one side you've got what it appears like some of the Christian evangelicals are being a little bit cringy sometimes. But these people look pretty peaceful. The ones in Philadelphia. Philadelphia? I know it's Philadelphia. I know it's in Pennsylvania. But it looked like Philadelphia. I've been to Philly, and beautiful town. Beautiful town. And so anyways, I've been there. It's made great cream cheese. So he was out there, and here's my take on it. What I saw was he's okay. Now the evangelicals are out there protesting the people. Now my heart goes to the people that are actually having the abortions. Okay, in the sense that this has got to be a scary thing, especially if it's their first abortion. It's got to be the most scariest, most guilt-ridden thing in the world. And then you got people out there throwing, all kinds of hateful things. You're gonna burn in hell, And I don't think anybody has control over who goes to hell except God, and that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. It's based by things that I've read in the Bible, which some could consider fact if they want to. But prophecy is real. I'll just say that. I know prophecy is real. Whether we have true prophets in the world or people that are just claiming it, only they know. That's between them and God. If they're a false prophet, then they're a false prophet. But there are still prophets to this day. Muhammad wasn't the last one. I'm just going to go ahead and say that now. People talk to God all the time. It's called meditation. If you ain't meditating, you ain't getting nothing done. You know, you got to pray. Of course, you got to worship, pray, and then you got to meditate. You got to listen for answers. You know, that's what meditation's about. You know, you've got to listen for it. If you're just sitting there asking questions and not listening for the answer, you might as well be sitting at home, watching porn and beating your kids. So there's that. And what I seen was the people that are shaming the victims over here are in my opinion the mothers and the unborn children are the victims of all this. You know, they messed up and they've been taught in school that it's okay to have, butt sex and stuff like that, and that's what they're being taught. I can't make it up if I tried to. They're being told to wear condoms. It's okay to do that, but wear a condom. That's how it's being taught and presented to children, which is kind of creepy. But anyways, these young girls are going in, and now they messed up and they're having an abortion because their boyfriend said they loved them, and it's just they get tricked. Tricked into going to sleep with somebody. Then they end up turning into social justice warriors anyways. But you got this guy here, Brian Sims, and he's over telling them, oh, he's being like the abortion cheerleader. He's like a gay dude that will never have a child if he continues down this path. He'll never have a child, and he'll never get a woman pregnant. And he's not a woman, so this has nothing to do with him. He just needs to mind his own business. Stay out of it. And sorry, I just brushed my teeth. My mouth is a little watery. But just needs to stay out of it. It's none of his business, really. And I'm not shaming him. But what I seen was, what I observed just in that little 2-minute video was the women and girls are attempting to shame the people going into those abortion clinics not to get an abortion because they care about lives, and they're praying for like unborn babies and stuff like that. Which is an honorable, noble thing to do, but a lot of times the road to nobility leads to hell. So you got to be careful with that one. It leads to it. I don't know. I'm not saying that's where you're going, but it leads there. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? You can be as noble as you want to, and have all the best intentions in the world, and you might be just pissing God off. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not sure. I'm not God because I'm just a human. I have faults too. So we got him, and he's shaming the shame shamers. Let that sink in. He's shaming the shame shamers. I don't care how you break it down, it works. We were originally shamed into believing that it was cruel not to let a woman get an abortion back in the 70s. The adults in the room were shamed. How dare you tell a woman she can't have any control over her body? So they were shamed originally. Now the shame shamers are the people that say, well, shame on you for shaming us. And here you got this guy shaming those shamers, and then you got guys like, where I'm like riding the fence on this one. I'm almost doing it, but I'm not. I'm trying to control myself. You got guys like me, but not me, like me, that are shaming the shame shamers. Okay, so it works. It works. And you shouldn't be doing that. Children in politics. We got a bunch of little Reggies out here on YouTube. A bunch of little dudes, man. And they're like 13, 12, 11, 13. They're out here YouTubing, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're kicking ass, taking names. Excuse me. They're making their little mark and little drip. One of them got 20-something thousand followers. He's like 13 years old. I thought it was weird when people post video games. They're out there playing video games and they get 2 million subscribers for playing video games. I still don't understand that one. It blows my mind. I don't understand how they sit there and talk and they say bad words and stuff like that. And somehow they get 2 million views for playing Mario Kart. I don't get it. Or what was the other one? They have the building blocks, and it'll come to me later. But yeah, they should be playing outside. They should be, children. They're children, I hear, oh, young man. Oh, no, they're not young men. They are children. They're 13 years old, man. They're still pubescent teens, Let's call things what they are. Call things what they are. When you get a couple of these grown, see, the difference for me, the difference between being a boy and graduating into a man is the measure of wisdom that you have. For me, it didn't happen until my late 20s. You know, you start, knowledge is knowledge. You can get knowledge anywhere, but if you don't have the wisdom and know how to use knowledge and put it in order, rank and file, then you're just wasting your knowledge. You know, you just gotta have the wisdom to know where to put that knowledge and how to use it properly. You know, and I think I'm showing just a little bit of wisdom here. Okay. The Trump derangement syndrome is at unhealthy levels. I got that written down. I'm seeing a lot of posts for, we're past 10 minutes, but this is important stuff. We've got people like Democracy Now! I'm not giving them a shout out. I'm giving them a boot out. All they're doing, they got this lady out there, and she got these like really wild eyebrows. I mean, I've seen the Goodman lady. What's her name? Goodman. I've seen her, and she's kind of like, someone needs to knock the dust off of that and show her a good time or something, because she's like cringy, man. She needs to get laid. I'm serious. You know, that's not for the children. If you're a child, I'll plug your ears for the next couple sections. I think she needs a little bit of the you know what I'm saying. She needs to get down and get funky. You know, someone needs to knock the cobwebs out of it, dust it off, and show it what it's made for. But that's just my opinion. Goodman, yeah, that lady Goodman, I forgot her name. And then she got this other lady on there today. She looked like one of those monsters from Sesame Street with the big eyebrows, you know, the big tall one. That's what she looked like, I'm telling you. They're talking about the constitutional crisis. Oh, Constitution. Oh, Bill Barr. Oh, Constitution. They don't care about the Constitution. They really don't. And I'm looking down the comment section, down in the bottom, down way low. And, you know, I've seen Amy Goodman, that's her name. So yeah, Miss Amy needs to get the cobwebs knocked out of that thing. That's for sure. Whew. Yeah, I don't know who'll do it. I'm not going to volunteer, I'll tell you that much. But you got the people that say, well, Bill Barr needs to be strung up. He needs to be set on fire. He needs his throat cut and everything like that. I'm like, these people don't care about the Constitution. That's cruel and unusual punishment. He needs to be tortured. These are quotes. Her constitutional crisis was the name of the video just a little while ago. You down in the comment section, you'll see the worst, nastiest, filthiest slime you've ever heard in your life. And I'm not even kidding. And I'm not even saying they should be ashamed of themselves. I'm saying these people are sick in the head. You know, if anybody needs gun registration, it's those people. They need to police themselves, man, because they're out of control, man. It comes down to the Constitution. They're talking about they need to be strung up. This guy, Bill needs to be strung up for treason, and you know, and they're skipping past due process. They don't care about that. They want your freedom of speech. There's your First Amendment. They want the Second Amendment. They want to take their guns. They're doing everything in their power to get gun legislation. They want the Fourth Amendment. Fourth Amendment is illegal search and seizure. They're over there tearing people's houses up without warrants. And even when they do get a warrant, like the FISA warrant for this whole Russia thing, and Bill Barr and the FISA warrant, oh my God, they don't care about the Constitution. Then you got the Fifth Amendment. They don't care that he doesn't know how to say nothing. I plead the Fifth. No, we don't care. You're going to jail for pleading the Fifth. They don't care. And the Eighth Amendment, cruel and unusual punishment. They don't care about that either. You know, you're talking about somebody that knows the Constitution a little bit. I'm sure if I start flipping through the Constitution, there's about a half a dozen other amendments or what do they call them? Articles that they're violating. It's not cool, man. These people are not cool. You know, they don't care about the Constitution. They really don't. You know, I got a pocket Constitution around here somewhere. I used to carry it around everywhere, but you know, I started getting a little bit old and stuff like that. But yeah, I you know, anything Americana. I'm like, here, look over here. Yeah, look at this. This is all our money, man. 20th century coins. The whole thing, all of them. We got the little wheat pennies and stuff like that. I love this stuff. This is Americana. This is what we do around here. You know, long live the Queen. But let her live in England. You know, what the hell? You know, that's what the whole thing about Democrats. The original Democrats are called, they're called loyalists. They were loyal to King George. And they didn't like our Declaration of Independence. And they still don't. They want to be dependent on something else to feed them. And that just ain't right. I mean, for me, that ain't right. I'm an independent human being. And independent thought. And I believe that everybody should be independent, you know, unless it's to their spouse or their child to their parent. you know. But seeking approval from the masses, that's just as good as being a Democrat for me. That's not why I do this. I do this so my family knows who I am. If something happens to me and I can't get it this fast enough, and something happens to me and I get my throat cut, that my nieces and nephews know who I am and what I stood for. That's why I do this. I don't care about you people. I don't care about you people. It's not my job. The defenseless, and maybe these children a little bit. You know, the children that are getting into this politics, it is really ugly business. You know, there's no reason a 13-year-old should be sitting there looking at Stormy Daniels, say, "Who is this person?" Look her up online and say, "Oh, I didn't know you could put things in there." You know, hey, let me try that. That's just uncalled for. Then they're parading. The Democrats are parading these people around up and down Main Street. Look, they're my hero. You know, you're talking about creepy porn lawyers, creepy porn stars. She's over there. She's over in Chicago right now. Right now, 100 miles from me. You know, well, she was about a month ago. Because the Democrats are trying to tax strip clubs. Imagine that. Lap dances are already $20, $30. They're going to jump the price up to $50 just so they can afford to pay the tax. You're talking about strippers. They're titty taxes. I just made that up. Don't tax the poontang. They're trying to tax it. If there isn't anything nailed down that they'll tax, you let me know. Let me know, because they're coming up with new things to tax. They're taxing soda pop. Well, they dropped that. They dropped the soda pop tax because everybody was upset. The Democrats that hired them said, "What are you doing? I mean, really? What do you want us to do? Drink milk? Oh, you tax that too. Water? Oh, you taxed water because it's in a bottle. Come on, man." So the Democrats, they'll tax anything that ain't nailed down. They try if they haven't tried and got overwhelming criticism for it. They say, what are we gonna try? Rain clouds. Let's tax the rain clouds. Come on, man. Tax everything that's nailed down, and now you're going after rain. Just shows you where they're at, man. If we're gonna end up, it's gonna get to the point where we're gonna have another Boston Tea Party. Now they're trying to legalize weed. You know, I mean, and it's working too, because potheads are so stupid they're falling for it, man. You want lawyers running over and telling you how much weed you can have? You want lawyers? I don't even smoke pot. Go figure. I'm defending you. I'm like on your guys' side. Like that isn't freedom. Legalization is not freedom. Legal has nothing to do with freedom. It has to do with taxation without representation. I might add that's constitutional no too. That's a no. Taxation without representation, and it's regulations after regulations. They're telling you when and where and how much you can have, what you can do with it. If you get pulled over and you have a pot pipe in your pocket and you don't have a medical card, you're going to jail. It doesn't matter. It's not legal. It's not legal. It's not legal. If a cop sees you sitting in your car puffing on a doobie, and you're sitting in your car and "Hey, what's up, officer? You're going to jail." Little Ray down the road here wants to sell some weed. He can't do that legally. That's what they're making you think, that a little dude down the street can sell some pot to you, and no, he can only give it to you. He can give it to you, but then you can give him $20, for cutting your grass, something stupid. They're making it to where, that you think you're getting around the law. The law it requires enforcement. Every time they pass a law, it requires enforcement and more cops. You guys are falling for it too. Yeah, put the damn bong pipe down. Quit doing your dabs and think about this shit for a minute. Made me swear. It ruined my whole video. I think I maybe said a cuss word earlier. But anyways, if you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours. And don't smoke pot before you vote. If you like what you hear, even if you don't, whatever, make a comment down below. Hit the like button, hit the don't like button. I give a shit anymore. I really care. But I do need 1,000 subscribers so I can go live. I'm gonna try to keep up with the guys next door. They're all going live, and YouTube says I gotta have 1,000 subscribers. But and they took my video down. I had a video on abortions and why I support abortions, you know, and it said because I don't like Democrats and I think they should, you know, abort their babies. And YouTube took it down, so. Strike one. Peace.